Hello, hello, and welcome back to Mommy Yaya Tarot. First of all, I want to say thank you so much, you guys, for supporting my channel. I'm just really overwhelmed with the support, with the comments, the subs. Like, I really thank y'all, okay? And that's all I'm gonna say about that today. All right. So before we get into what I actually have to say, I just want you all to know who for those of you who do not know me, for those of you who have not met me personally. I'm here on a divine assignment, and I have always received downloads. Tarot cards are just an extension of one of my many gifts. However, that's not what's important right now. I am being called to discuss what it takes to be a really solid spiritual leader right now. Okay, so we're going to get into that. Okay, so I had to make me a cup of tea. You guys can pause the video, go make your tea if you guys like. But we're going to get into it. So let's backtrack. A lot of the leaders that we know, that we celebrate, that we remember, that look like us, they have been propped up for us to emulate, to model, to mimic. Essentially, many of them, not all, many of them, especially the ones that have been publicized, have been very minimal in our potential, I would say. So, if we just kind of focus on what's currently going on right now, we are in the middle of a spiritual war. And it's a spiritual warfare. Literally everything that you could possibly think of right now is being used in some way, shape, or form against you. Okay, so what you need to do in this point in time is to ground yourself. I'm being called specifically to kind of to gear towards women in this video. So I will share my sentiments about true leadership with you guys. Like I said, for those of you who do not know me, I am actually here on an actual mission. Okay, so this channel is like very, very small piece of what I'm here to do. I actually am turning 28 January 26th. However, I have been a leader all my life. I am the oldest daughter. I am the oldest sister. I'm usually the first one to do things, the first one to ask questions. I'm a first usually. So naturally, I've learned to be a leader, and even more so now as a mother. So I think it's time to discuss a couple things that I've learned with you guys. I've learned from being myself and, just living, that a lot of the times being a leader means being mature enough to put your ego to the side for the bigger good. That's a very big part about being a leader, a real leader. Accountability. For me, love is accountability. Accountability is a love language. For other people, they dress up shit and they don't like to be accountable. It's not a good way to be. When you run from yourself, when you run from your path, when you run from your highest timeline, it essentially follows you. So the longer you run from yourself, the more you avoid lessons that you're supposed to actually get through and pass with flying colors. The more you fail them intentionally or unintentionally. Like, lessons will repeat until you learn. Okay? This is how the world works. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. So whatever you think that you're running from, that you didn't necessarily want to get, it's going to come back. Maybe in a different form, maybe from a different person, maybe in a different test, but it is going to come back. So it is in your best interest right now, as a spiritual leader here, to ground yourself. Really ground yourself and target and attack any negative attachments, any bad addictions, any negative ways of being. Like, just attack them. I do recommend therapy for everyone. I do believe that everybody goes through their own shit. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. You're going to go through your own trials and tribulations. And when you are actually sent here on a divine mission, you'll go through things even more so than the average person. And then as a leader, people will come to you and they will ask you how you got through some of the things that you've gotten through. And you will have to have a response for them. It's important for you to get through things in order to teach other people how to grow through them. Okay, so a lot of times being the leader means being the bigger person, being quiet sometimes, listening. A lot of times being a leader means shutting the fuck up and learning from someone else who you don't necessarily see as a leader. But that also goes back to quieting the ego. And sometimes you just need to kill it. Sometimes you just need to kill all that shit and just start from scratch and shut the fuck up and learn. Excuse my language, but not really. I'm grown. But you know, it's all love on this side. So I just have to say that as a woman, what I've learned is that before you need a man, before you need, you know, a quote unquote dream career, before you need any of the goals that you think that you need yourself. Before you need anything else, you need yourself. And I do believe that a lot of the times people will have these dreams, these goals, these aspirations, and they'll have the background for it. They'll have the educational credentials for it, but they won't have the personal life experience for it. They won't have the actual character stamina for it. They won't have the strength to morally grow through whatever is being presented to them. And that is how a lot of our leaders get corrupted. A lot of our leaders, the majority of our leaders, specifically the most successful ones, they get to that level of success by stepping on other people, by avoiding accountability, by dressing it up and not making anything real behind the scenes. That's just the truth. That's the truth of the world. And to really be a leader and to be in alignment on your spiritual journey, it is very important for you to be exactly who you say you are. I don't even know why that was like a dramatic pause, but like, seriously, it is. It really is. You know why? Because people are looking to you. Because people do want to believe in themselves. Because people don't know if there are any solid people left here. And I do believe it is every single leader's job to show up as that one person, to show up as that one real person, to give and deliver the truth regardless of how anyone feels. I do believe that's our responsibility. So when it comes to love and dating and all this other stuff, like if you don't know who the fuck you are, how can you be good for someone else? Do keep in mind that the media is actually not your friend. The movies, the game shows, the reality TV shows, the paid programming is literally programming your fucking brain. Like, think about it. Think about how many stupid ass TV shows get brought up in the workplace. Not even fucking relevant. It's not advancing humanity. You're not learning from anything. But a group of you guys are discussing it in the same place in the same time every single day. You don't think that has any effect on your psyche? Do you not think that has any effect on how you show up in the world, show up to the world, show up to yourself, show up for yourself? And a lot of people would be lying if they were to say that they were not at all affected by the media or public influence. Like, most of us are. Most of us are. Okay? And it's okay to admit that, because that's the first step. Get it back to you. The first step is admitting some of the shit you do is not you anymore. And the way that you get there is you walk back in your childhood memories to, you know, when you did feel like yourself and when you did feel like a happy, joyful person for no reason, when you didn't need all the extra shit to feel beautiful, to feel loving, to feel inspired, to feel compassionate. Like, you need you in order to give back to the world. The object is to give back to Earth the same way the Earth has given to you. And I know that people say, oh, well, I had a hard life. I did too. And oh, well, you don't understand. Yes, I do. And oh, well, I've been through this. I have too. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, if I was to really, really sit y'all down and explain my life story and how I got here, I might have y'all in tears. honestly. But long story short, I've been through the ringer. I've been through hell and back, and I live to tell the story, okay? And I'm not going to say that the journey to, you know, inspire people is easy, or even just doing it accidentally. It's not easy. Like, it's not easy being a light, but you are. It's not easy being influential, but you are. It's not easy being morally sound, but you are. So, like, you know, it's just easier to be you than to learn how to be someone else. It is easier to be you than it is to learn how to be someone else. I love how, like, these teas are, like, so dramatic pauses. Anyway. But yes, so, women, I do believe that we need a little bit more work when it comes to understanding and reinstalling the concept of sisterhood. We need y'all. We need each other. I need you like you need me. I don't feel like I'm better than any woman breathing. I love every single woman on earth because we're just beautiful and we're awesome and we're vibrant and we have so many different layers to us. And even if we do come to a disagreement, we can figure it out. We can communicate. I don't have any hate in my heart for anyone, especially not women. So I do mean it when I say that we need women as sisters more than we need them as girlfriends. That's the truth. That is the truth. So unfortunately, a lot of us have had so many negative experiences with women. We only know how to deal with them sexually, but we do need to get back to the concept of just being there and showing up for other people. It's important right now. Like, I'm not just being facetious. If you look around, the world is consistently declining. And you have to wonder, like, what happened? How did we get to this point? And then right after that, ask, like, well, what can I do about it? Because that's just how my mind works. It's like, okay, well, damn, this is fucked up, but what can I do? So that's basically what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I can raise the vibration and the frequency because I don't feel like I have all the answers, but I've observed a lot. And I've learned a whole hell of a lot. And I just realized that it's easier to talk this shit out with other people than to have it in my head. And so, like I said, I think that we really need to focus on what's important right now. We need to focus on targeting our addictions, targeting our bad habits, targeting our traumas, whatever is keeping us from building and solidifying loving, solid relationships, and meaningful connections with people. Whatever is stopping that, whatever is blocking that, men and women, but especially women, because I feel like women are so magical. We are so creative, and I do believe it begins and ends with us. So we need to really get to the bottom of whatever it is. Give me 1 second. I need to charge. I need to charge my iPhone. Hold on. Yeah, because we're not being fair to ourselves. As a woman, you have to be fair to yourself, especially if you're a mother. Child, I can make a whole other video for single mothers, okay? I learned a lot in 3.5 years. Hold on. But yeah, you gotta be fair to yourself because what I've learned with real life is that no one is going to be softer to you, more kind to you, more considerate to you, more loving to you, more careful with you if you are not first that with yourself. And then sometimes even when you are that with yourself, and then sometimes even after you are that with others, that does not guarantee that you will get that same treatment. So you do have to be careful and discerning of who you share your time, your energy, your space, your body with. Everything is so important because it's all energy. It's all energy. We're just vibrating energy. We're just energetic generators. And we're just like giving off all this energy. And our melanin is just dancing. And you guys don't know how magical we are. Because we can't see it. We can't see it. But I don't believe we have to understand. So I do believe the first part in us evolving and ascending is women and men just grounding themselves and beginning to heal. Because the matrix will have us tied to the things that will keep us in low vibration, keep us depressed, keep us stressed, keep us anxious, whether that be drugs, whether that be alcohol, whether that be sex, whether that be just running away from your problems and going to clubs every weekend, whether that be self-isolation, opioids, medication, any other types of drugs. It doesn't matter. The Matrix will get you however they can. It is a system to keep you trapped. But if you look around, you're not really trapped. But your mind can be trapped. And if your mind is trapped, that's basically the worst prison you can be in, because it's very hard to get out of a mental prison of your mind. So I do think that we need to kind of be more alert and aware of what is going on, even while we're hurt, even while we're going through hardship, even while we're being challenged, even while, you know, we might not have the answer to the next page or the next question. It doesn't matter. Being solid, being real, being honest, being truthful, shadow work. People need to spend more time with shadow work and less time with toxic makeup and chemicals. And I'm not being funny. Like, honestly, like, a lot of times women have low self-esteem because they're like shitty people. And so I'm not saying you're a shitty person, but if you know that, like, you spend 2-3 hours a day on makeup and no time checking yourself and, you know, going through your day and trying to figure out where you could have done better, how you could have improved, who you could help the next day, like, I don't know what other people think about. I know what I think about, and I think about those types of things. I'm not saying people should think more like me, but I do believe people should think more like their true and pure selves and be more compassionate in that true and pure self. So I think that the message is spend more time with you and God and nature and less time with the world, less time with your appliances, less time and the fake shit that doesn't matter, bro. A lot of the stuff that we get caught up in and spend money on and go into depth in, cry over, like, this shit doesn't matter, bro. What does matter is your soul in the next life. What does matter is how much you've learned here and how much you've applied here. What does matter is how many people you've helped versus how many people you've hurt. Okay, so money is literally the lowest vibrational frequency that we have here. So long story short, it's not that important. And when you really are spiritually aligned and you've walked the path of spirituality, you will understand that the universe, God, the angels, your ancestors, whoever you believe in, they will send you whatever you need to continue on another day, to be happy, to fulfill you. If you trust, you do require faith in order to be successful. If only faith in yourself, you require faith. I don't suggest only having faith in yourself, because I do have faith in a much higher authority than I am. And not just one either. So I do suggest you believing in something, to keep you holding on, know why you're here. If you don't know why you're here and you're going to work every day, if you don't know why you're here and you feel like you're spinning your wheels, if you don't know why you're here and you're just kind of like literally feeling like you're in a simulation, you're going to work and, you know, like eating the same thing every day, coming home, doing the same routine when you come home, going to sleep, waking up, doing it again. Like, you are in a simulation. So, like, how about you stop for a second, spend more time with yourself and figure out, why am I really here right now? What is my real purpose? And I know for some of you all, it might involve putting down some weed, some drink, and really like being clear-headed about it, honestly. And it's okay. It is okay. Let me tell you something. The best time that you can spend is with your fucking self. I'll repeat that again. The best time that you can spend is with yourself. So all of the distractions from yourself are kind of redundant and like, kind of like stupid. It's really stupid. Because it's like, why would you run from you when you're literally the only person who can fix you, who can love you, who can heal you, who can progress you, like, who can credit you? Like, you got to be your own cheerleader. All this goes into being a leader. You have to be your own cheerleader. You got to be your own motivation. You got to get up and be like, you know what? I'm tired, but I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get that done. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get that done. Sometimes being a leader means sometimes people won't believe in you. And that's fine. You have to believe in you. And you still got to keep going. Sometimes a leader means people will come to you and kind of forget that you're a person and they'll still need your help. Now, that part kind of comes with discernment. I don't believe you're just supposed to help everyone that comes and asks for it. However, I do believe sometimes, you know, especially with loved ones, when they're coming to you, yes, you can check them. But for me, I think it's so important to listen to people when they need me. You never know what someone is going through. You never know what someone is thinking. Like, it doesn't cost a thing to be kind. It doesn't cost a thing to be kind. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. I will listen to you. If you got something on your brain, I will listen to you. And honestly, I'm not just like saying, I'm not just pulling this out my head. Like, I'm not just pulling this out my ass. This is, I have pulled strangers to the side and allowed them to vent to me for 2 or 3 hours. Like, I don't care about who you are or what you have or what you don't have. Like, I'm not that type of person. But I do believe that when leaders allow themselves to be sold, or when they put themselves in a specific tax bracket, they kind of like get away from the God factor of them. Like, if you are a leader and you are actively involved in anything, God placed you there for a reason. So understand that the God that created you is not the God of the Matrix, but there is a God of the Matrix. So you really have to be very comfortable. Very, very aware about who your creator is, and basically why you're here. And you have to project that energy with your actions. I might have to wrap this video up. My son is like, he's wilding. But yeah, long story short, guys, I hope I didn't bore you all. But it's bigger than, it's bigger than you. It's bigger than your situation. It's bigger than your emotions. It's bigger than your ego. Like, when you heal everything you touch. You heal everything around you. And if you genuinely don't like how the Matrix is, if you genuinely don't like how we live today, how, you know, like we're treated today, how we have to live and move and learn today, then maybe you should start by changing yourself. Because vibration is so sensitive that as soon as you do something different, it will literally trigger a response every single where else in the Matrix. Every single where else. Man, woman, boy, or girl, once you do something like drastically different than you do outside of your routine, it will trigger an entirely different result from the universe. So I just want us to work on doing healthy, different things to be able to discuss what has happened to us, what goes on around us, what we deal with. But also remember our hearts. Like, if you don't got your heart, if you don't have a good heart, what the fuck do you have here, bro? You ain't got shit. If you're not a good person, who cares about your money? Who cares about your house? Who cares about your... This life is so fucking short that you're literally not going to have A, any of that in the next life, and B, anything that you actually learned. So I would really advise to learn the value, the jewel, the success, the wealth, the knowledge of self first. Before doing anything, before establishing any connections, before going any place, before putting yourself on any type of position, before marriage, before children, like, know thyself, heal thyself, love thyself, celebrate thyself, protect thyself. Okay? So, okay. I feel better. Like, I feel like I had that on my chest. We gotta be more protective of each other, guys. We gotta be more loving. Like, this life is short as fuck. It's no reason for you to be mad at people that you don't fucking know. It's no reason for you to be judging people that you don't fucking know. There's no reason to be holding grudges against people that you don't fucking know. Not saying people don't be having genuine issues and genuine problems, because that's exactly what shadow work is for you to work through those problems and to ascend. But overall, the message today is like, sometimes it's not even, it has nothing to do with the things around you. It has nothing to do with who's watching you. It has nothing to do with what you look like. And it has everything to do with this. What's your heart like? What's your heart like? Because that's really all that matters at the end of the day. Okay. So I might do a video after this. I don't know. I gotta see. I might be like, I don't know, find somebody else to do it. I'm just kidding, guys. But yeah, my little rant. That was my little rant. I don't think I'm done. I think I have more, honestly. But I will end this video here. And thank you for listening. Love you guys. Peace.